Hello, my people. This is me again, Namdi. I know this is a long time coming. I would have made this video available, but I don't know. I've been too busy for my liking. So I know that today is the 16th of May, and the exam is, I think, on the 31st. So it's like 2 weeks before the exam. Hopefully this video of the last concluded WAEC practical for computer studies will be of help to anybody that lays hands on it. Once again, I apologize for releasing this video quite late. Alright, so let's go straight to it. Before I start off with the questions directly, I need to remind us that usually you will be told to save your work at the end of maybe the question, but please do not do that. Always save your work from the beginning. It is very key. Save your work from the beginning. When you go to question number 1, as you start question number 1, save your work from there. Save your work from there. Create the folder like they have instructed that you should create it. From B, they've instructed that you should create it from B. Okay? So you must create a folder on the desktop of his or her computer. So you create a folder and name it this. Okay? WAEC with your index number. Put it on your desktop or in any folder where your school normally save things. For schools with file servers, you would save it in your file server. Okay? Other than that, use your desktop. Drop it there. From the beginning of your work, save. Don't wait until the end. Alright, let's go straight to it. Okay, so this is question number 1. You've been instructed to answer all questions. Okay? This one says use Microsoft PowerPoint application to create presentation on the topic computer systems. Alright, so you have to open Microsoft PowerPoint. Open Microsoft PowerPoint. Alright, so while mine is opening, let's continue. It says use title slide and type computer systems with font type Arial Black and size 44 points. Alright, so let's move on. Following the instruction, we go to blank presentation. Okay, they say we should use title slide, right? So for you to get that, you need to go through layout. You see it there, title slide. Alright, so it's actually active. Alright, so let me go back to the question. So I should type type computer systems with font type. Okay, so we need to type computer systems. Computer systems. Please type exactly as they have written in quotes. Computer systems. Type exactly the way it is written in quotes. Remember that the C is capital, the C is also capital later. Okay, it should be font type Arial Black. So I'll select this and go to Arial Black, go to my font list and search for Arial Black. It's better to search for it. If you're looking to find it, it may be difficult for you to find easily. Arial Black. So why is mine not appearing? Okay. Arial, I'm not, yeah, okay. There you are. Arial Black fonts 44, right? Yeah. 44. In case you don't find the number here, you type it. Okay? Alright, let's move on. There's a use title and content layout slide and type the following passage with font type. Okay, so it should be in Algeria and the size should be 40, and then the content should be Times New Roman and the size should be 30 points. So we're going to type these passages the way they are written. We're going to type these passages the way they are written. Okay, the first one says definition of computers. So you get a new slide. You could come here and use title and content. You see there. Come to this let me go back again. Come to this new slide. It will give you options to choose the layout that you want. Or you can get the layout and change it. You can just get a new slide and change the layout later. But I like to do both at once. Title and then content. Okay, good. So here is where your title goes. Here is where your content goes. Okay, so I am just going to do the first slide and then I'll pause and finish up everything typing only, because I want this video to be as short as possible. Okay, so the first one says definition of computer. So I'll just type. Remember, it is in upper caps, so always leave it the way they have written it. Definition of computer. Okay, so what do they have here? A computer is a device that is blah 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 blah. Okay, so let me this should be area Algerian and then 0.40. So I'll change this to Algerian size 40. Now you can choose to change the font first and type, or type and change the font. I think they would still give you the same result. Okay, so this is a computer, is a device that accepts information. Okay, so I will do all of these, change the points and the font names, and then I will continue right after that. Let me make this video as short as possible. So I'll work this up to E, which are just basically doing the same thing, typing. Okay, and then I'll get back to you. Thank you. All right, so I've typed everything. So let's go over the instructions to see what we need to do about them. What is the question again? Okay, for all of them, the title should be Algerian, size 40. The content should be Times New Roman, size 30. So Algerian, Times New Roman. So I'll come back here and change this to Times New Roman. If you can't find it, just quickly type it, it will appear. Size should be 30, right? 30 is not here, so I need to type it. 30 is not here, I need to type it. Done. Alright, so you do the same thing for others. Select, change to Algerian, size 40, and then this one, Times New Roman, size should be 30. We move to the next one. I remember I've not saved this my work, so yeah, sorry. Sometimes when you're in an exam condition, you just start off work without remembering you need to save. Please, it is important to save your work. Okay, all right. These two Algerian, so please take out time and save your work to avoid errors that will cause you to start all over again. And remember, it is an examination, so you may not be given that time. Take note of it. All right, so 30. Okay, there's something I wanted to check out. If I click on one of the texts and change it to Algerian, will all of them change? No. Okay, they will not all change. So it is important to select the text box itself so that whatever you're picking will affect all of the text inside. 40. Alright, so I have done that part of the instruction. Let's see the next instruction. You said insert next slide and type the following using the same font type as in 1B. Okay. Now this one says note, use bullet list for the item. So let's go back and see under classification by types. So choose bullet points. So this one is not bullet point, that's in number C here. They used list, so I think we should equally number them, okay, following what they did. So this is what I will do. Select it. Okay, go to numbering, yes, and then I'll pick this. More like what they did, okay. Even if I didn't use this small one, I could have still used this, okay. It still works. All right. So no, hold on. Okay, this is for classification by, oh, it's for this one, sorry. So let us do this and select any of this, and then here they say we should use bullet points, okay. So use any of the bullet points here, will be fine. All right, let's move on. For classification by size, they used a different list type for the items. Use a different list type for the items. Okay, so a different list type. So you could use bullet point, but let the bullet point be different. Okay, you can use this or use this. It still works. Okay, go back again. Insert next slide and type the following using the same, okay. And then here they say use a different list for this item as well. Okay, so you come back to the last one and use a different list from others. A list bullet different from others, so let me use this one. Okay, all right. Let's go back. So that's basically it. Using footer to insert your full name and index number with a font size of 14 points. Using footer to insert your full name and index number with font size of 14 points. All right, so let's go to the footer. Okay, there are a number of ways you can access your footer. One of the quickest ways is going through insert. You see header and footer here, you click on it. There is the footer, but you need to check this for it to be open for you. If you don't check it, it will not be activated. So check it, and then let's see what they say we should put in there. Using footer, insert your full name and index number. Okay, so remember to insert your full name, not acronyms, nothing. Full name, the way your name was written while you were being registered. So mine is written Nicholas. Well, I don't have a reg number, so let me formulate one. I don't know. Alright, so let me say that is my reg number. Okay. What can I change here? I'm looking at finding font size, the size also. Okay, but in case you are told to add slide numbers, this is what you check. If you're told to ask to add date, you check here. Okay. If you don't want this to show on title slide, check there. Alright, so let's say apply to all. Alright, so you see there, show it. Alright, so the next thing we need to do now, we need to change something. Let's see, they say we should use font size 14 and bold. Let me see if I do it here, if it's going to affect all of them. Let's see. So they care less about the font type that you use. It's only about the font size, which is 14. Okay, and it should be bolder. So I don't know if it's going to affect others. No, it did not affect others. Okay, right now I can't think of any approach to do it once and then it affects the entire slide, but I know there is a way out though. So but let's just use this approach, do it one by one for 14 and bold. But after all, these slides are not much, so, but I know there's a way you could do it. I'm not thinking straight right now. Alright, I'm almost done. 14 and bold, and then on to the last one. 14 and bold. Okay. Now don't worry about this very text box along with this text. When you're printing it, it will not be there. Okay. Alright, so I can save my work now. Well, I've told you already to save your work. Okay, so I don't see the need to save, since I'm not going to keep it. I don't want to occupy my system with files I don't need. Alright, so that's that about this very question. Any other thing that we need to save your work in the folder? Hey, this is what I was trying to warn you guys of. They are always telling you to save your work at the end of your work, which is for me not ideal. Save your work from the beginning and continue to do Ctrl S. Continue to do Ctrl S until the end of the work for any changes you make, just in case your system goes off or something happens, that your work will still be intact. It can be recovered without you beginning all over again. Okay, so that's that. And then the next thing is for you to print. Well, they didn't mention how we're going to print this, but it's mostly ideal. In the past question, they would tell you to print the 6 slides. I hope there are 6 slides, yes, to one page. Print the 6 slides to one page, so that one is not difficult at all. You can go to, just do your Ctrl P. Let me show you. Though they didn't mention that you should select, you should use a design, okay? But I think you can use a design if you want. You can use a design if you want. It will make your job look a bit more appealing, okay? Just look for a simple design, not something that will stress you. A simple design, any of them will do. So if I go with that, this is what I'm going to have, and I think it's great. Okay, so let's assume I want to print this. I'll do Ctrl P. This is if you're printing one by one. If you're told to print, sometimes you may be told to print the first slide as a full slide. You leave it at this and print only slide 1. Just type 1 here and print. Okay, just type 1 there and print. But if you're told to print the entire thing slide by slide, which I doubt they would actually say, but most times they will not mention exactly how you should go about to print it, just like they did not mention this time around. So generally I like to come here. You can choose 4 slides to 1 or 6 slides to 1. So this is what you're going to get. This is hardly readable though, but then it's going to save a lot of paperwork. Okay, if you print this, it's readable. It is okay. Or you could do 2 slides to 1, so that you end up using 3 sheets of paper only. Okay, you could do 3 slides to 1. But meanwhile, if you're going to use this approach, please remember to come here and do edit header and footer. This header and footer is for the entire sheet, not for the slides. This is for the entire sheet, not for the slides. Just add your name again and your reg number, so that for each of the sheets that you're going to print, your name and your reg number will be there. I can't remember the reg number I used. Well, anything goes. So apply to all, so you can see there, so that for each of these, so this is the slide header and footer, this is the slide header, this is the sheet header for in case you're printing many slides to 1. So that's that, and then you send to your printer and you're good to go. All right, so I am going to do this number by number, so I will quickly edit and upload this and continue with the rest of them. Thank you. Please, if you have a question, any comments, please do well to drop it in the comments section. I will attend to it. If you have contributions, please do so. Okay, please remember to like, to share, to send this to your friend. Hit the notification buttons. There are people who need this video. Make sure it gets to them, please. The exam is just barely 2 weeks away. Thank you all very much. See you in the next question.